Hello everyone, welcome to CodeChef. Myself Jwala Chaurasia, and today we are going to solve the problem which came into starters 213. The name of the problem is EXML race and the problem code is EXMLF1. The difficulty rating of the problem is cakewalk and the prerequisite is a doc. Let's start with reading the problem statement over here. So guys, problem says EXML is back with a bang. N AI driven cars labeled from 1 to N are racing on the circular track. The race was going well until some cars crashed into each other, as a result of which all the cars got damaged and stopped working in the middle of the race. The action committee has to declare a winner regardless of the crashes. They were able to obtain two measurements for each car, the total distance in meters it traveled before getting damaged, and the time in seconds it took to cover the distance. For the ith car, these are represented by the values di and ti respectively. It is guaranteed that di is a multiple of ti. The committee has decided to simply declare the fastest car to be the winner. Your task is to determine the fastest car and the output is label. You may assume that each car travels at a constant speed. If there are multiple cars, report the one among them with minimum label. Input format. The first line of input will contain a single integer t denoting the number of test cases. Each test case consists of multiple lines of input. The first line of each test case contains a single integer n, the number of cars. The next n line describes the measurement of the cars. The ith line contains two space-separate integers di and ti denoting the distance traveled and time taken by the ith car. Output format for each test case output on new line the answer, the label of the fastest car. If there are multiple fastest cars, report the one among with them with minimum label. Constant for t lies from 1 to 100, for n lies from 1 to 100, for ti, di lies from 1 to 100, for each I, di is multiple of ti. So guys, now let's understand the sample test. The question more precisely over here. So guys, this question is pretty much straightforward to understand. It says that some racing event is being bang, okay? So there are n AI driven cars labeled from 1 till n, okay, and are racing on some circular track, and the race was going well until some cars crash. So the committee has to declare some winner, of course. So they were able to obtain two measurements of each car. So every car has two measurement, right? So that is total distance cover in also, and that is a di and total time they take ti for that distance cover, okay? So the committee has to decide uh simply to declare the fastest to be the winner, and our task is to determine the fastest car. So we can assume that the car travel at a constant speed. So if there are multiple cars, report one them with the minimum level label, okay? So if we read over here before getting damage, okay, so yeah, so we have to get the with the minimum label, okay? Now let's take the first test case, okay? So yeah, so in the first test case over here, you have got the total two, okay, and you have also got one, two, three, and 189. Okay, so see, so there are two cars, right? So the first car travel a distance of 12 meter, and wait, I think, okay, sorry, let me remove it from this the test case. Okay, so it is actually two cars, right? So 12, 3, and 18, 9. Okay, so there are two cars, right? So the first car travel a distance of 12 meter and it took a time 3 seconds, and the second car travels a distance of 18 meter and took a time for that 9. Okay, so if we divide this 12 by 3, it will give me how much? 4, and 18 by 9 will give me 2. So you can see that uh, the first car has higher speed, right? So the answer would be the car number 1. So answer directly is output 1. Okay. Let me take one more test case more clear. So in total, in the second test case, there are three cars. So which is 15, 5. This is distance travel and time taken. Okay, basically 10 and 5 and 20 and 5. Okay. So let's divide them. Okay. So if we will divide them, we will got 3, 2, and 4. Okay. So the third car has the fastest speed, okay, which is 4. So output is simply 3. So guys, I think that test cases are pretty much clear. Now let's move toward the simple solution. So since each car travels at a constant speed, the speed of the ith car equals the distance it traveled divided by the time it traveled. That is the speed of the ith car which will denote S of I equals D of I by T of I. The task is now to find the largest among these speeds, and if there are multiple cars with the largest, the one with the smallest index. That can be done using a simple loop as follows. So we will initialize answer equal to 1 to be the answer, and then for each I, which run from 2 to n in order, if S of I is greater than S of answer, then the newer highest speed is S of I, and we will set answer to the equal to I, and if S of I is lesser than S of answer, the highest speed remains S of answer. And in this case, we don't change answer, since even if S of I equal to S of answer, this will remain same. So we want to report the lower index car. Okay, so in the end, we will just print our answer. So guys, I think the solution is pretty much clear. Now let's move towards the simple C++ code. So guys, this is my simple C++ code. I took the input for all the test cases as well as my speed and time. And over here, I'm dividing them. Okay, yeah, and storing in this vector. Okay, so at the last, I'm running a for loop. I'm going through my if conditions, and at the last, I'm simply printing answer plus one as it is a one base index. And as you can see that guys, I have got my C++ code, right? Now let's move towards the Python code. So guys, this is my simple Python code. I took the input for all the test cases, yeah, as well as n, yeah, as well as my speeds. I'm running a for loop, and for the speed, it will divide it taken in D and T format, and I will store their divisions. Okay. So and I will initialize answer equal to 0 and run a for loop and check through my if conditions. At the last, I will simply print my answer plus 1. And as you can see that guys, I have got my Python code right. So guys, I think the solution, the code and the process is pretty much clear. Now let's meet in the next video. Thank you so much guys for watching our videos.